All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we're going to be talking about how everything will be completely opposite of what everyone planned to do. Okay, so let's get started. All right, today's Bible reference is going to be Esther chapter 5, verse 9 through 14. So you guys know how I am. Open up those Bibles, get in the Word, and let God speak to you what He wants to speak to you about, and pray and open up the lines of communication. Okay, this part in the Bible is in Esther. Haman hates Mordecai. And he's set out this plan to have not only Mordecai destroyed, but everybody who is of the same ethnicity as Mordecai. He wants Israel completely annihilated and gone. And so he hatches out this plan so that the king doesn't think that he's, going to be like murdering all these people. He thinks that they are enemies of the king, of him and stuff like that. And so Haman he's happy. Okay, in the very beginning of this, it says that he's joyful. And then every time he sees Mordecai, it just makes him angry because he has this jealous, bitter anger towards him for whatever reason. And some of you guys have people that just don't like you. They don't like that you're, successful. They want what you have. And that's exactly how this man was. And he's going to go home and he's going to talk to his friends and family about it. And they're going to hatch this plan like, oh, okay, well, why don't you, not only is it not going to be enough to just like murder him and all of these other innocent people, but why don't you do it in our front yard? Why don't you build the gallows right here so we can all watch? Okay. And that's their plan. Now, things are going to turn the other way, completely opposite very, very quickly because God, he doesn't like people doing mean, evil, nasty things to other people, right? And he's going to intervene in a big way. He already has things set up with Esther being in the king's house, being queen. And so he already has things situated so that this plan isn't going to ever take place. And I know you guys have had people do some horrible, foul things for you or to you. And God sees it. He sees it. Okay. And when the tables flip, when the roles reverse, all of these evil things that people normally plan whenever, like, especially like with adultery, I know I always throw that out there, but it's like the best reference for like evil in my opinion. But whenever people decide to commit adultery and do all this stuff, it always they think like, oh, I'm going to do this and, I'm going to leave this person over here and I'm going to leave this person over here. And then, we're going to get away with stuff over here. We're going to steal a little bit of money over here and then we're going to live here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And da, 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 da. They have like these great big plans. It never ends out. Like, it never turns out for someone's benefit when people do that. It never ends up like you running off into the sunset, like, at all. It can't. It's like the law of sowing and reaping. It just can't. It doesn't work like that. And just like how Haman planned to do all of this other stuff, God's going to shut it down very quickly. And everything that Haman planned for himself ends up going to Mordecai, and everything that he planned for Mordecai ends up happening to him, because that's what ends up happening most of the time when God watches people do stuff like that. It doesn't always happen right away. The karma, the law of sowing and reaping, but it catches up to you. You cannot continue to put out mean, evil, nasty things. Some of them are even bold enough to like proclaim it in God's name when they go do stuff. And I know you guys have had people steal from your businesses, and you've had people lie and gossip about you and say things like that. And God sees it. I don't want you to think that he doesn't, because he does. And he will reverse the roles. Those tables will turn eventually. And normally, just like Haman, just like Cain and Abel, the enemy, the people that chose to do those evil things, they can't handle it when the tables turn. They can't handle it for two reasons. One, they don't want to see you successful. Two, they don't want to see you get anything good, be happy, and move on with your life, or live an abundant life, right? And they're always going to be jealous and want to like have what you have. Like, why does that person have that? I still want that, right? So they're going to have that part of the karma. Then they're going to have the karma where all this stuff, all the bad stuff starts happening in their lives. And the very next chapter, the wife and the friends start warning Haman, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, because if those are God's people, I've heard some rumors about if you mess with them, that's the God that parted the seas. That's the God that did this. That's like that. And they kind of warn him, but it's too late. And they are nowhere to be found around him. And they actually get punished just as much as Haman, because they didn't stand up and say, hey, that's wrong. They watched it, they participated in it too, and that judgment comes falling down on their heads too. Those people end up hanging as well. It's not just Haman that gets in trouble for this in the end. So, that being said, if somebody's doing something to you, or you feel like, you got cheated, you got stolen from, you got all kinds of stuff going on, God is watching. But when the tables turn, all of the blessings those people wanted for themselves are coming into your house, and all of the curses and the mean, hateful things that they were wishing on you, those are heading over to their house. So you just sit back, relax, and let God do what he needs to do, okay? Have some encouragement and, give him a little bit of praise, all right? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back here next time.